Alright folks, we just made it to Colorado, officially packed up, and Dad and I are about to make this brutal hike up the mountain. We are carrying quite a bit of gear, but we got a nice trailhead here hopefully to go down, and got about a 3-mile hike into where we want to set up camp and then do our glassing for the hunt. This is day before opening day, so we're going to do some scouting today and get in there.
Team Real Hunters.
Let's do it. Alrighty folks, Dad and I are not that far, but we're doing good. For Midwesterners, we are maybe a quarter of the way in. As you can see, we're in this big drainage, following this hiking trail in. We're going to try to get around this bend and be about halfway hopefully, and then got about a 3-mile full hike's 3 miles to get to where we want to camp and then start glassing from. So we'll see how long it takes us, but it takes us a little longer than we thought, but we're doing good, so we'll keep you updated. Alright folks, here we are. Dad and I got last talk to you all way down there. We got into this drainage here. We're not near where we thought, but us Midwestern guys aren't really prepped for this 9,000 feet. But we hiked up into here and we saw a bunch of tracks down the bottom and decided to set up camp. Here's my tent. We got our fire ready to go. Gun, backpack. Here's Dad's tent. Dad's backpack.
Dad.
And we're here. We're eating. Got our water. Fire's pit's ready to go. Eating our food that we didn't eat at all today, and now we're just chilling, and we're probably just gonna glass from here for the rest of the evening and just hang. We went all the way up there at 9,500 feet and scanned, and looks like a good spot for us to start our hunt tomorrow. We're gonna hang in this area. Now, we talked to some guys from Ohio, and they gave us some info on our unit. Apparently on the north end of this unit, it's loaded with mule deer. They've been driving around. So that's our backup plan. If we don't see some in the next couple days here, we're gonna hike out and probably go towards the north end and see if we can see the mule deer there. But we're here, and we'll get back with you when we either get the fire going and our food, or get back with you in the morning once we get up the mountain. So stay tuned. Alright guys, it is opening morning of Colorado's second rifle season. Dad and I decided to just stay at camp this morning in glass. We found a bunch of tracks running up this drainage. Cow or elk and mule deer tracks right near our camp here, cutting over on this left side of this ridge and on the right. So I got the spotting scope and I'm looking all the way up at this big drainage here and watching this whole hillside and whatever comes through this side. Dad is on the other side with the rifle and binos and watching that side over there, because it's way close. It's really close quarters over there. So we basically said we'll notify each other by clicking rocks together if we start seeing something move. But we're set up. We're feeling pretty good about it. We'll see if we see anything. If we don't, we're gonna move up this hill and get to the top of that peak and glass in the bottom there, up there, and then hunt the rest of the evening up there. And then if we don't see anything there, the game plan is to sleep here tonight, probably hunt here tomorrow morning, and then if we still don't see anything, get out and then go try a different spot. But we're just hoping we'll smoke one this morning. So we haven't seen anybody yet, but feeling pretty good about it, so stay tuned. Well guys, it is a little after 9, maybe 9:30 this morning, and we just spotted our first elk. I was sitting on this side, heard him walking at almost 400 yards away, and see an elk show up, see the yellow on the hillside, and called Dad up here, and had like 2 or 3 cow elk run over the hill, and then I spotted a nice bull, looked like a definite shooter, walking kind of the other way. So we're gonna hang likely, so we'll see what happens.
Another update. Dad and I just walked up. We're sitting on our perch where we're gonna sit the rest of the evening, which we found last night, and we decided to come up here and check this hike up to probably about 10,000 feet and check this other side just to see if it was the same thing. And it's basically the same thing. Didn't seem to give us any advantage. And now we're about to walk back down all the way down to there in this basin. We're gonna hunt this basin tonight and hope some elk or muleys come in these grass flats down the bottom, or hope those elk went right over the hill here. Hope they come back tonight and give us a shot. Otherwise, we're gonna write this area off and hike out tomorrow morning and probably go to the north side of this unit or start driving around trying to find areas that aren't burnt, because it appears the burnt areas with no vegetation are, obviously not too good for the deer and elk. So we'll see how we'll get back with you when we get to our final sit for this evening. Alright guys, we're here at our spot overlooking this basin. We went from having no hunters to having 4 come in on us, 2 right behind us and 2 walking right in there. So now we're kind of hoping those elk come back through here or deer come back through this way and give us a shot somewhere in here. And then we don't know if the other 2 guys that came behind us, if they're hunting right up there or not, but we're gonna find out. So stay tuned, we'll see if we get lucky. Folks, we're back at camp. Thad and I are actually working on packing up. We did not see anything at the spot. I know it looks like it's kind of early, but had a lot of hunters come through our evening spot tonight. Everybody run right through the meadow we were hunting, so we got out early because we decided the burn area is not where all the animals are, and so we're working on getting our gear ready to pack out tomorrow. So all we got to pack up is the tent and sleeping bags, and then we're going to hike out, get to the truck, and then drive around tomorrow at some of the other parts of our unit and maybe other units and just check out how many hunters are out and see what areas are burned and what aren't. We have our buddies out here that are hunting a non-burned area and are seeing mule deer, so that's what we're going to go try to find, and we'll see if we can find it. So stay tuned, we'll keep you updated. We don't know if we'll hunt tomorrow, depending on how long it takes us to drive around, and then, we're kind of using it. It's supposed to rain tomorrow as well, so we might just use it as a scouting day and then just camp right off where we parked the truck off the road, and then just hunt right from the truck on Monday morning. So we'll get back with you and keep you updated.
Okay guys, we're back. It has been a whole day since I got back with you last when we were on the mountain at our first starting spot and deciding to leave. So we left yesterday and started scouting. So as we were walking out yesterday, we talked to 2 local guys that are from Denver, and the one's parents lived in Granby there, and they gave us a tip to come to this area for mule deer. And so we drove all around some other areas just to check them out, and then we came to this area, and this is pretty awesome. It looks straight up like mule deer country. And as we were driving in, we actually even saw somebody killed a doe and had it right on the side of the logging road that you're allowed to drive here in this unit. And so we're here today and doing our first official sit here. We actually hunted yesterday evening, but on another tip we got when we ate dinner and grabbed our water in town. But we're at our official spot today, and we're pretty excited. I'm actually really excited. I got this whole valley to look over and can shoot like almost 300, like a whole 180 for sure, maybe even way farther. Looking to the right, Dad's up above me a little bit to the right, and he's covering the closer section up top here, and I'm taking this left side and covering this draw right in front of us. So we're gonna see what happens, and hopefully see some mule deer. We haven't seen one yet. All we saw were those elk, but saw some driving yesterday. But we're feeling pretty good about this spot. We think it might take us a little bit to find them, but we're feeling really good about it, and we'll see what happens. I think I should be able to get some good video from the top here, but hopefully it doesn't rain. It says it keep raining, but if it doesn't rain, I'll keep the camera out. But if it does rain, I'm gonna have to put it up. So Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Okay, guys. I apologize. I see there's a couple things on the lens, but I don't have my cleaner. It's back at the truck, so we're just gonna roll with it today. But we moved spots, as I told you last time. We actually talked to some local guys that gave us a tip on this area to come here for mule deer. And we drove here, and this place is pretty cool. It's got all these nice logging roads and nice camping spots, and there's a ton of people in here, like a lot more than we were expecting. But it is what it is. So we're in here. It looks like mule deer country. We actually saw somebody had a mule deer on the side of the logging road yesterday when we came by, so we're feeling really good about it. We know it might take a little bit of time to find them in here, but we're on this big glass knob today, and I'll show you it, and gonna hope to maybe get one to come walking through. So we'll see what happens, but we're pretty pumped. A new area and feel good about it. So let's see what goes down. Alright guys, Dad and I are out here. As you can tell, the weather has turned bad and it's not looking like the rest of the week's gonna be that much nicer. So it might be just GoPros from here on out, but we are doing a little scouting trip while the weather's bad, just trying to stay close to our campsite. And we found a couple decent areas that we think would be good spots to make quick hunts out of, especially if the rain or snow comes in hard. So we're just doing a lot of scouting today, so we'll show you what we're walking through, but it's we'll see what we find. Alrighty folks, it's day 5 of our Colorado mule deer elk hunt, and it's been a struggle. We finally got some decent weather the past 2.5-3 days. It's been snowing and raining, and Dad and I are up on this mountaintop today, glassing 2 ridges. I'll show you Dad's. Dad's glassing this ridge right here. And I am glassing this big drainage here with the spotting scope. That's Dad right there. So, still have yet to see a mule deer. Haven't seen any elk since the first day. And, really don't have much for you. But we're out here grinding. At this point, we'll take anything that's got horns and is legal, so. We got a spot we want to go check out tomorrow if this one doesn't pan out tonight. And then we're only going to stay one more full day. Then we're leaving Saturday because we're just not on anything and not seeing much, and rather go home and hunt whitetails if we can get a couple extra days in there. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have something to show you. So folks, we think we're in a good spot. We looked it up. We believe this to all be mule deer poop. And it's all over this whole ridge. So we can't believe there's no mule deer out. But we're hoping tonight they show up because it appears they're here. So we shall see. Alright guys, day 6, second to last day we're gonna be here. Dad is actually out scouting over there right now, and we're in a new spot. We actually found this spot second day of season, just driving around, and marked it as a spot we thought we could come back to. And we decided to come back in here today because the other spot we were at was not working out, and we figured this has the least amount of pressure with no motorized vehicle roads nearby, and just not really great parking for people just to hike in. So we're here. We actually just got on this knob. We had no idea this was going to look like, but awesome knob. We're looking over this big valley here. There's a big creek that's really loud. I can't believe how loud it is. And then there's like meadow that goes all the way through the bottom. And it looks like it's burned on this other side and a little bit here, but everywhere else around it is nice and green. So
we're thinking the elk and mule deer might work their way down into this meadow, maybe late morning, hopefully, and maybe get an opportunity. If we measured it, it's about 420 yards to the back of the part of the meadow there, so well within range of the 7 mag. So we'll see what happens. We don't know what we're gonna do if we don't see anything in the next couple hours. We might walk around, might go try to find a deer trail or something to set up on, but it's kind of like one of our last ditch efforts just to try to get it done. It's been a really rough hunt. Don't really have much to show you, which stinks, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we're gonna leave a couple days early most likely because we're just not on them, and we could do better hunting at home with the bucks we got on camera. So we're gonna give it our all these last 2 days, but really liking the first spot. Feel good about it. Feel like we get hopefully a nice legal bull comes in, and Dad can get a shot at him here, or a big mule deer, or any mule deer with horns. Really, we're desperate now. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Our first moose. There they go. There's the other one. That's awesome. Finally, see something. There's the other one. There she goes. That's pretty cool. Well, guys, as you just saw there, that was pretty awesome. Got to see that's my first wild moose I've ever seen. All of a sudden, Dad's like, deer on the hill, deer on the hill. And then all of a sudden I realized, I'm like, those are way too big and brown to be deer. And just looked like, I think, a cow and a calf, and then a bull, small bull falling on. It was cool to see the bull. He had little paddles. He didn't have much antler stuff, but gigantic body. And they look gigantic from here, and they're almost 500 yards away. So, but makes us feel really good about the spot. I think we just decided we are going to stay here our last 2 days because Dad's got the backside. He just found a spot with the 350 that's only about 150 yard shots. That we found all these tracks that kind of work this side of the mountain. Then I'm just gonna stay up with the 7 mag and work this side of this mountain. So we basically got it all covered. If anything works, any part of this, they're gonna probably come by one of us at least, and we'll get a shot. So he's gonna go there till lunch, and then he's gonna come back here and we'll eat lunch, and then we're just gonna hang here for the evening, and we're just gonna sit and hope to see something. So we'll see what happens, but feeling really good after seeing that. So stay tuned. Update. Dad just saw our first 2 mule deer while we've been hunting. 2 does, so they weren't shootable, but he wasn't able to get a shot anyway. And he just moved over to where they came through. I mean, they came through at like 1 o'clock, so already the spot's a million times better than anything. We've seen 3 moose, and 2 mule deer so far. And most of our other areas, out of our this is the 6th day. Opening day was the only day we saw elk, and that was it. We haven't seen any other game animal since then, so I feel really good about it. I'm set back up on my perch here, and I feel like if I don't see anything today, this evening, I might hunt there with him tomorrow and hunt maybe right behind me here, because there's all kinds of like footprints and deer poop and stuff. So we'll see. Hopefully Dad gets a shot at something on the far right here. He's kind of got my ridge top where it funnels in there covered. So basically now, it's nothing really, anything that works here he's got over there, and then of course we can't control what goes around the ridge on the bottom over there, but we're set up. Let's see what happens.
folks, it is our last day here in Colorado. Dad and I are back on the same mount we went yesterday. Since we actually finally saw some mule deer, saw some moose, just finally seen some life. And a lot of sign on top of that. So, we're back out. It is a cold. It's like right below 30, somewhere in there. And, yeah, this is, we're gonna make our last stand here today. We're not gonna move off this mountain. Dad's way over here. On that ridge where the two does came through yesterday, so hopefully he'll get a crack at a buck. I'm back on the same, no, I'm actually 100 yards, about 100 yards left of where I was glassing yesterday because we have a lot of sign right behind us here, and I wanted to be able to shoot at any mule deer or elk that come behind us, or also just still glass this ridge for the morning and keep them honest. I don't think there's as many animals probably on this ridge as we thought, but gonna hang here for the morning, see what we see, and then Dad and I are gonna meet up in the middle on this ridge for lunch and decide what we want to do. But I think for the evening sit, I'm probably gonna go in the bottom here somewhere and just set up and just pray something walks by if we don't get lucky this morning, but we'll see what happens. So stay tuned. Hopefully we have some more action to show you. The moose were pretty cool yesterday morning, so hopefully some mule deer, elk come through there.